What's up, guys?
Hey.
If you are new to our channel, feel free to subscribe right now.
That's right. And like this video and stay with us.
Yes. Welcome to Just John and April, the relationship podcast, your place to level up your relationship. In today's episode, stop your world.
Really?
Yes. And the word of the day. How's it going, babe?
Good.
So this is a big week, not because this week is big, but because next week is big.
Next week's a big week.
Next week's a big week for us because we are part of the Lance J Radio Network. Our good friend, James Lewis, he invited us about a year ago to join his radio network. He's got, I would say now, 25,000 listeners, maybe more than that. Maybe he said 250,000 listeners.
He said 250.
Yeah, in the Nashville area.
Yeah,
and we've been part of his affiliate channels and stuff, so we're on the radio. He's asking us to actually host his show next week.
Yes.
So we're going to actually,
excited.
It's going to be great. We're going to actually use the opportunity to use our podcast to host his show. So next week when we come on here, you'll see it
Join
on
us
Friday.
On Lance.
Yes. It'll be Lance J Radio. Yes.
That's right.
So you'll be able to see it right here. Just come back and,
Exactly.
I'm excited about that. That's
We
going
have
to be
something
good.
else next week that's really a huge highlight.
What's that?
Julia's graduating.
Julia is graduating.
From 8th grade. We're going to have two high schoolers, babe.
Hold on, we have to pause for it. We have to our lives have to rest in peace. We're literally
Our lives have to rest in peace.
We're literally older. Babe, two high schoolers?
I never thought that we would get to this point.
I'm actually not sure I'm ready for this.
I don't know. But all I know is when you have kids and they're little, you're like, when will the day come that they can do this and they can do that? And then it's like, it comes and you're like, what happened?
Is that bad? Is it bad that we spend so much time, whatever stage we're in with our kids, thinking about the next stage?
Well, I wasn't really saying that when they were like 3rd and 4th grade area.
That's
I
true.
loved that age because it's like they don't complain. They're happy about everything that you give them.
They think you're cool.
They think you're cool.
And they listen to you.
And they listen to you.
And they can dress themselves and feed themselves and
take their own showers and all that stuff.
That is a big...
Exactly. They can even get their own
factor.
breakfast. They might not be able to necessarily, and they can make their own lunches. I mean, they were making their own lunches at that age, but you do have to do a little bit more, yes. But it was like, that was a nice age because they were easy to please.
I agree with that, but I actually think I like this stage a little better, and maybe it's because they're fully independent. Like they now make dinner for us.
That's true.
Julie be making us desserts, and John makes his own food. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I kind of like that, and I think we're still kind of cool to them.
No,
I think they still kind of listen
to us. The
to
other day, I was like, because she was like, oh my goodness, that's so cringy about somebody's parent or whatever.
Right.
And I was like, oh, am I cringy? She was like, no. And then I was like, oh my God, thanks. And she was like, well, when you do that, you are.
So the moment we accept the fact that we're not, we are again. Yes.
And she,
Right.
So I think they do. I mean, they want to hang with us all the time.
That's true.
That's a big deal.
That's a good thing.
That's a big deal.
I
So
agree. Yeah. Well, we'll ride this thing out and see how it goes. Two high schoolers, guys. We need your prayers.
Yes, we
You know what I'm
do.
saying?
We do.
So start praying even now for John and April.
Yes. John
Remember
and April.
us.
Oh, for John and April.
Yeah, we're the parents.
We're the
You know what I'm saying? You can pray for John and Julia too.
No, John
we're
and
saying
April.
we're the
Yes,
ones
pray
going
for
into the
us.
next hard stage as
Exactly.
parents. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so today's topic, I said, is stop your world. I don't like being this far away from you, April.
I can actually.
I don't like being this far away from you.
I want to make sure that I can actually turn.
Yes,
still,
exactly. You see, we got some new mics, y'all,
so
and we're trying to figure out how to even do these. You know what I'm saying?
We didn't even test it out. We just did it. We
Yeah,
just said,
bump
let's
it.
just
Go ahead.
start.
All right, babe. So here's my reference, what I'm talking about today.
Okay.
And here's my sort of, I guess, my theory or I guess really my question to you, whether or not this is true for you.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your mic?
Trying to figure out, okay, can I turn and talk and still be heard?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll
go.
go like this. You know what I'm saying? And
there we go.
When you turn, just turn your whole body and go like that. So you still
okay.
got some mic. Okay, so here's my question to you. This is really my theory and what I wonder. And I think you probably can speak to this better because I don't actually think I'm as good at this as you are. I think I struggle in this area.
Okay.
And that is when you're in pain, whether that is physical pain, emotional pain, whatever it is, I think that what significant others should do, like me,
Okay.
I think we should acknowledge your pain as if our world has stopped the way that yours has. So when you're in significant pain and something is going on, that's a really big problem. I noticed that you respond to that sometimes in a way that your world literally stops spinning in that moment. It's like so
You're
big of a
saying
deal.
when I'm in significant pain,
Yes.
my world stops.
Correct. It's
For
it's
me,
like
for
yes,
myself,
for you.
for my pain.
Whatever's going on, whatever's happening during that time, during that moment that you're under this pain, whatever this is, and it could be a physical thing.
Okay.
Like right now. Can you show your
I
little
know.
thing?
I didn't want to talk about this.
But you are having some
Yes,
you are
I
having
know.
some physical pain in your wrist.
Yes.
This is why I brought this up, because of what's been going on this week. But I also think that emotional things happen. Like maybe something happens at work where you have a negative situation with an administrator, or a negative situation with a parent,
like
or something like
emotional
that.
pain,
yes,
in a way.
whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes it's such a big deal that in that moment everything around us stops. Right. And I think sometimes we come to each other for a level of maybe empathy, I don't know, but one that acknowledges that my world is stopping too, along with yours. That's how important you are to me. So I guess what I want to know is that a real thing? Do you feel that if my world stops along with yours, that you feel significant and that was something, or do you not need that? Do you just need me to kind of lower level acknowledge that something's going on with you? Or are there times that you actually need my world to stop too?
I need your world to stop too sometimes. I do.
I figured that.
I do. And
I figured that because
think,
of some responses that I've been getting. I'm like, oh man, I'm not going far enough with this.
yes, and I think sometimes you can tell when it's not that level that the world needs to stop. I mean, can you? Can you tell?
Are you saying can
tell
I
when
tell by the way that you responded about this situation
that
you
I need your world to stop with mine?
I think so. I think that's why I'm bringing this up today.
Yes.
I think because I have come up short a few times this week with giving you what you need in terms of my world stopping along with yours.
Right. It's true.
So you feel that.
I do.
And I'm saying you have communicated that to me without words a couple of times this week. and I think it's caused friction, and I think the friction didn't stop until I acknowledged that my world was stopping as well. You see what I'm saying?
Man, it's so true. This whole world stopping, sometimes I really do need that.
Yeah.
Just the world to stop.
And what does that mean? Explain what that means, just in case there are other people out there, husbands or wives, fiancés on either side, guys and gals, whatever. Because I don't think this is necessarily just a guy-gal thing.
No, I don't think this is a guy-gal thing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about you and if you need that from me. But for me, world stopping means when I express how I'm feeling, you don't just acknowledge like, oh, man, sorry you're hurting, or sorry about that, and then you just go on. Matter of fact, you pick your phone right back up, or you just move on to something else.
Yes.
I need you to stop, sit down, come, acknowledge it, and take some time. It doesn't have to be an hour,
right?
But take some time to talk to me about it, to see what are you feeling, how what are you going through, and helping me kind of through that for that moment.
Yeah.
And then not just. That stopping is needed immediately.
Yes.
Like right then. But along the way, there's some little stops, some stop signs.
Yes.
Where you're not stopping a long time like the red light.
Right.
But some stop signs after that just to come check and see how are you doing. It's like you tell somebody something that's really, painful to you, whether it's physical or emotional. Okay, they may stop like red light stop, but then once that green light goes,
they ready to go to the next
they're
thing.
done. They're running through all the stop signs after that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it has to be until that thing has been resolved. I'm still gonna stop and check in. So I'm gonna stop my world along the way too.
So here's my question. You just mentioned one thing. What else is included in that? You said something about my phone. So is stopping my world? Is it literally putting down my phone and taking some time to just eye to eye connect with you with what it is that's going on, but is it enough? Now the phone is one way. Is there anything else that I can use to stop? I think
so. I think that if you're going to stop and you're going to stop your world, okay, significant word here, important word is your world.
Yes.
You're stopping your world.
Yes.
That means that you are going to now support me in my emotional pain.
Okay.
Or my physical pain.
Yes.
So you're going to say, what can I do? I'm going to go get you some Tylenol.
Okay.
Or let me rub your back.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay?
So in that moment, it's literally not about me.
Exactly.
Yes.
Or I'm going to listen to what your emotional pain is.
Mm-hmm.
I may not even agree with you.
Right.
I may not even think that the way that you feel is right to feel about. I may think you're being too hard on whoever.
Right.
But I'm going to I'm going to acknowledge it, and I'm going to support in some way.
Yes.
You know, and I'm not going to criticize you. I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm just going to listen.
No belittling, nothing like that.
Matter of fact, you're going to be on my side.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's what I need when I'm talking about your world stopping for me.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't want you trying to fix it in that kind of way.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But supporting and just being there and relating and connecting in that kind of way, man.
Yes, that's important.
It's huge, and it does so much.
Yes.
It does so much for me. And it don't take long for me.
Right. You don't need an hour of that.
I may not even need 30 minutes.
Right.
You know, I just may need 10 minutes of you listening and understanding and empathizing and all that kind of stuff.
Well, what does that acknowledgement, what does that world stopping do for you? Like, how does it make you feel? Why is it so important?
It really makes me feel cared for to the max. To the max. Like, the caring level is high.
Yes. So then.
And you did that for me last night, by the way.
Did I?
And that exact subject, and I came to you about it and said, when I talk to you about this, you kind of show me that you don't want to hear it. And then I mentioned it. But I have to say this. And then I don't know if you picked that up and that's why you supported in your listening.
I did.
But I appreciated that because I needed to get that off my chest to someone. And I don't want to just talk to anybody, right? I wanted to just say that out loud. That's my personality.
Right.
Like, I need to be able to express it in some kind of way.
Yes.
Like that. With my words. I
Yes.
need to be able to say it to someone that I care about, that I know is going to support me, but also, you know, just understand.
Yes.
And then say, oh, I get it. Going through that can be irritating.
Yes.
And then I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
Right.
sometimes
Yes.
you're thinking about it and you're like, should I be thinking like this? But when
Am I tripping?
But when you can say, "Ooh, I can relate. If I was going through that every day, that would be a little noise." Man. And now I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
But when there are days and days of you saying stuff like, "Why are you always tripping?" It's like, you know, and then it never gives you that.
It never gives you the world stop that you need.
It never gives you the world stop.
You need that world stop. I'm important.
I do.
You mean something. Whatever I'm doing is second to you. That kind of thing.
And I don't think everybody necessarily needs it in that way, but I think we all need it in some way.
Yes. I agree with you.
I do. From our boo.
Yeah.
I do.
That's
believe
right.
that.
And I would I'll tell you mine in a second, but I would suggest that you're right. I don't think it matters nearly as much with other relationships. It's that really close relationship with your boo that you need that particular thing from. That's different from other people.
I don't need it from my bestie. I don't need, even though I'd like to talk to her and talk to my friends about stuff, but not like that.
Right. Yeah.
Their word don't need to stop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I feel you. Yeah.
Okay, so do you feel like my world stops for you?
It does stop for me sometimes, yes. And I do actually need it.
Okay.
But mine is definitely different.
Okay. So explain that.
Okay, so for me...
How do you need my world to stop for you?
Yes. So for me, it's all about action, right? So it's basically finding the time to do something for me when I'm feeling like, because here's what everybody that watches knows this is my problem. My issue is always that I constantly feel like when I'm doing a lot, I feel like I'm the only one doing it. And sometimes I need you to just
kind of remind you that.
No, here's the thing.
I see that you're doing a lot, or what?
It's not even that. Okay. My boy puts it this way, and this is how I feel sometimes. He says, I take care of everybody else. Sometimes I want somebody to take care of me. Yeah. That's basically how it is. Yeah. So when you stop your world, and this happened 3 days ago, I think, actually, maybe 4 days ago now. I didn't even know you were doing it. I accidentally walked in on you doing something. So I have this thing where sometimes I run out of clean underwear.
Sometimes?
It doesn't happen all the time. Every so often, it'll be like, I'm too busy to actually wash my own stuff, and I don't notice it, and what'll happen is, especially nowadays, because I don't go out as much, so
you're not aware
that
you're on your last
That's right. I'm on my last pair of drawers. I don't know. But it's normally undershirts.
Okay.
My problem is normally, my issue is normally undershirts. Yeah. And so the other day, April and I were doing something. I think we're working on something here in the studio. It might have been recording or something like that. And you got up. were finished or we were taking a break. I'm not sure which one. And you got up to go into the room. I got up to do something else. And then I forgot something. So I went back to the room and I saw you. You were getting my whites that were just dried that I didn't even know you washed and putting them onto the bed to fold them. And I was like, what you doing? It's like, I'm folding your whites. I was like, wow. So here's the thing.
I don't do that often.
What? Okay, yeah, but we have a thing in our family where we mostly wash our own stuff, and every so often April will do this. And I felt like I didn't even know that I was running out of whites, first of all.
Yes.
So your world had to stop enough to even take notice that was happening. And remember, our worlds are different now because we're both gone. Now you're leaving to go back to in-person school. I got a lot of in-person stuff happening. I'm visiting people in the hospital again and stuff like that. I wasn't doing that before. And so this week, it was like one of those weeks. I needed whites. I didn't even know. April noticed it. So her world stopped enough to notice it. Then we're in the middle of whatever we're doing here in the studio. We're pumping out content for you guys. So y'all will continue to come back to our channel.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we're working and she stops in the middle to take clothes out the dryer to go fold them. That was her world stopping for me. And for me, that made me feel so important. I need to say daggone. That made me feel so daggone important, man.
And it's so funny how something that simple can make your partner feel important. It doesn't really take a whole lot.
Here's the thing that was the kicker, though, in this situation. It was that I accidentally caught you doing it. Yeah. Like I felt like if I had just stayed in this room, I would have never known you did it. Like I would have just kept on going. Oh, shoot, I got a bunch of whites.
And be like, whoa.
And that probably would happen. That's probably what would happen. But that week, the way that week was going, I didn't even notice I was running out of whites.
But I saw that.
So I probably wouldn't even notice. I would just be like, oh, good, I got whites still.
You were having a week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I was like, I was being very deliberate.
Right.
So the whole thing is when you do stop your world, you know you're stopping it. It should be that you are purposely stopping your world for the other. So you know what you're doing.
Yes.
So that it can be even more deliberate.
Exactly right.
You know, when you know what you're doing,
it's
even better.
It is.
Yeah.
And the other person feels it. So I feel like if you had stopped your world to say something to me, that might have done something, but that really doesn't scratch where I itch.
Yeah, and that scratches where I itch.
That's exactly right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think that makes a difference. Yes. You being able to get something off your chest like that, I think that's important.
And you being able to support, oh my goodness.
Yes.
Just with the feelings that I have, that's all I need.
Yes. So this sounds like the world stopping thing goes both ways, no question.
Yes.
And I also think that knowing your significant other is really what makes the difference. You got to figure out in what way can I stop my world? And maybe I should be looking.
How do they need my world to stop for
Exactly.
them? How do they need it?
So go ahead.
No, go.
Well, I was going to say this is the word of the day. Is that what you were going to say?
Yes. I said that leads us a nice lead into...
It's a perfect lead into our word of the day. What is our word of the day?
The word of the day is halt.
Halt. Halt. I don't know why I have to say it like that.
Is that... Now that might be... what do you call it?
What? I don't
those
know,
sounds that people make.
A guttural sound?
No. Those sounds that people watch. These sounds.
Oh, yeah. They call them...
They listen to them. They call them...
Stuff like that. I don't know what that's called. ASMR?
ASMR.
Yeah.
Halt. So I said halt.
What does it mean?
Halt is bring. I actually did that. Bring or come to an abrupt stop.
Wow.
And the reason why I like this word of the day is because that's what happens when you stop for your significant other. It's not just going to be it's not a plan to stop.
Sometimes it's planned. It can be. But sometimes it's
Most
literally,
of the time it's
it
not.
comes out of nowhere and we see,
Most of the time it's not.
They need my world to stop right now.
It's abrupt. It's abrupt. Now, what I think is when it's not abrupt, babe, is when those stop signs come because you know it's there.
Yes.
So now you can plan on the stop.
Yes.
You see it ahead, whatever.
Yes.
But an abrupt stop is when you come, it's green, it turns yellow, and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, you know, you got
Or somebody stops short and slams their brakes on in front of you or something like that. You know, oh, man, I want to get in an accident.
Exactly. That's an abrupt stop.
Yes.
And I think that's what we usually have because I wasn't expecting to have an injury.
Yeah.
You know, I wasn't expecting to have this happen to me and have this kind of pain. I wasn't expecting that was abrupt. I was not expecting you weren't expecting to have that kind of week. You didn't know people were going to die.
Yes.
I mean, you don't plan that.
True.
And then it weighs on you and you needed somebody to wash your whites.
That's right.
To make you feel better.
Exactly right.
And my world stopped for that. And I'm saying, you know, we have to think about it as a halt.
Yes.
It's abrupt and you're ready to do it.
Bring it to an abrupt stop.
Yes.
And we should be willing then at any moment to notice what our significant other is going through and say, you know what, I'm willing to stop my world for them because they need me to.
Right.
So that shows that we are the most important person to the other. That's it's
And I think
more
that's
important when
true
we're
love.
going through it. Oh, yes,
True
no
love
question. No question.
is being willing
Yeah.
and wanting to.
Yes.
Like finding those moments to
Yeah.
stop your world for the
Yes.
other when they
Yes.
need you.
Yes.
And when that happens, I think it's just causes growth and more intimacy.
I agree.
It always goes back to more
No
intimacy.
question. You're right about that.
It does.
I thought you were referring to that earlier when you said that I, did something for you last night. But I guess not.
Babe.
I'm just saying, that's what I thought
Bye,
it was. It's not over yet. I'm saying we're still in the middle of the conversation talking about what we did last night. Just kidding. Anyway, hopefully you learn how to halt your world for your significant other. Yeah, do that today. Find a way to do it this week.
Definitely.
All right, guys. See you
Okay.
next time.
Bye.